And playing in jumper number 1, Jalen de Groot. Jumper number 2, Matthew Avery. Jumper number 3, Keegan Pace. Jumper number 4, Rowan Mansfield. Jumper 5, Jake Coleman. Jumper 6, Riley Lack. Jumper 7, Thomas Weaver. Jumper number 8, Noah Johansson. 9, Oscar Bryant. Number 10, Jack Cullen. Number 11, Nicholas Troy. 12 is Ryan Foran. And 13 is Bailey Cox. As we have kick-off here at Harry Elliott Oval, the Knights pick up the ball. Our tackle just outside, or just before the 20-metre line. Solid contact from the Northern Rivers Titans there. Some up in-your-face defence nice and early in the game. It'll be interesting to see how the big boys cope in this heat later on in the day today. Strong yards there from the Newcastle Knights. We were looking for a quick to play the ball and he gets it. Quick scoot here from dummy half, some good metres, but met solidly by Noah Johansson from Tweed Heads. That's a great hit over the top there. This is number 8 for the Knights, Addison Peel, brought to you from the Cessnock Goannas. Some strong metres. They are now attacking the opposition 40. Dylan Duffin puts up a kick to end the first successful set of 6 for the Knights. That's handled nicely by the Northern Rivers Titans. They'll play the ball just short of their own 20-metre line. They'll look to work the ball out of their end of the field. Good yards. They're up to their 30 with that hit up. Another good scoot from dummy half there. Some good metres there from Oscar Bryant. Another strong run by Ryan Foran from a Willumbar. This is a good set of 6 here from the Titans to begin the game. Jack Cullen punches it through the middle once more. The referee signals last tackle. Thomas Weaver puts a kick into the corner, slightly misjudged there by Tyler Moody, and it will go dead out to the 20-metre for a 20-metre optional restart. The Knights take the tap, tackle 0. They'll play that ball there on their 30-metre line. Dummy half looking for some quick service here. It's a fantastic competition, the Andrew Johnson Laurie Daley Cups. Over the next 7 weeks, these two competitions will feature over 600 of the best young players from regional New South Wales, and we'll see a total of 65 games played in 23 towns across New South Wales. As the Knights work their way to the middle of the field, good yardage. Oh, Regan Glover with a loose pass there. It's picked up by Dylan Duffin there. Nice work by the half. Last tackle here. Knights will be looking for an attacking kick. They go to the sky. They'll test out the wide men for the Titans. Well handled there by the centre. That was strong defence over the tops there by the number 11 for Newcastle, which is Jordan Jones from Valentine Elibana. Oh, we have our first error from the game coming from the Northern Rivers Titans, and the Newcastle Knights are on the attack here, 30 metres out from the Northern Rivers Titans line. Line ball there from the Knights. It's Liam Dunn again, Addison Peel from the Cessnock Club with another strong run. He's lost his head strapping already, unfortunately. Trent Bailey takes it through the middle there. Duffin. Onto Moody. Moody breaks through one tackle, he's brought down just short of the Northern Rivers Titans line. Oh, slight bit of confusion. Leads to an unfortunate error to what was a promising set of 6 there for the Newcastle Knights. Now we'll have a few games broadcast here today from Harry Elliott Oval at Foster. Thank you very much to our broadcast partners, Bar TV. We'll have the 16s and 18s, so the 16s being the Andrew Johns Cup, and we'll have the Newcastle Knights versus the Northern Rivers Titans, which is going on now, as well as the North Coast Bulldogs and the Parramatta Raiders. And they'll play in both the 16s and the 18s today, as the Titans bring it out the line. Out to their own 40. Keegan Pace there from the Coaching Club brought down. Bailey Cox with a strong run up the middle, looking for an offload, but couldn't get it away. Oscar Bryant lines up a dummy half there. Passes the ball off to Noah Johansson from Tweed Heads. Just ignore that hooter, I think that's just a test. Bailey Cox with the offload, through to Oscar Bryant. Oscar Bryant's away. Oh, good tackle. Good tackle there by the fullback Tyler Moody from Western Suburbs. Last tackle here for the Titans. Thomas Weaver puts in a little kick. Well diffused at the back there by Newcastle. Good play there from Thomas Weaver. He knew that the Knights fullback wasn't at home. He just made that tackle. And they took advantage of a promising opportunity. They'll line up now for another set of 6 from the goal line dropout from the Knights. And I think the heat will just get to these boys a little bit. They'll take their time here. They'll make sure they use all of their available time to take this dropout. The referee calls for the dropout. It's taken by the Knights. Good dropout. Goes 45 on the fly. Strong return by Noah Johansson here. He's beaten a few lines here, Noah Johansson. A big barnstorming run by the front rower. He's having a hell of a game so far. And eventually it takes 4 or 5 of the Knights defenders to bring him down. Oh, the referee's going to call a try here. Noah Johansson with the first try of the game. What a barnstorming run by the front rower from Tweed Heads. That is reward for effort from the front row. He's done an outstanding job there on the kick return. He ran hard, lined up the Knights boys and left a few of them wanting, to be honest. They'll be looking to rectify that, the Newcastle team. No doubt their trainer will be having a chat with them at the moment. Northern Rivers Titans take an early lead, 4 points to 0 over the Newcastle Knights development squad. Courtesy of a barnstorming try from the front row wearing jumper number 8, Noah Johansson. Take this opportunity to thank our sponsors while Thomas Weaver lines up this kick. Both the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cups are brought to you by SLE Worldwide Australia, our major sponsor, our partner Anytime Fitness, and of course our broadcast partner Bar TV, bringing you this game through the CRL website and social media, streamed online. Fantastic opportunity for these youngsters to potentially force their way into higher rep squads. You never know, we could be seeing the next Kalen Ponga or Latrell Mitchell here. Thomas Weaver glides that one through the posts. So the Northern Rivers Titans take an early 6 points to 0 lead over the Newcastle Knights. With 22 minutes, just over 22 minutes left in the half. The Knights will look to reset here. They'll set for the kickoff from halfway. Looks like that's the centre Kane Thomas will be taking the kickoff. He sends it deep into the Titans territory. And the try scorer again with the kick return, making good yards out to his 20. Oscar Bryant from dummy half. Oh, good play there. Nice offload from Jack Cullen. And the Titans are away again. It's the fullback, Jalen de Groot. He's going over the 10. He scores. What a fantastic try. Great work from the front rowers there. Great offloads to set up that try. And the referee points to the spot. Bang, bang, back to back. 10-0 the Titans now lead over the Newcastle Knights. With a conversion from straight in front to come. And that is just too good. It's an all too familiar position for the Knights, unfortunately. They were here just a moment ago. They'll no doubt take their time here and rebuild. As the Titans do the same. Just looking to keep things nice and calm, stick to the game plan. Thomas Weaver will line up his second conversion from straight in front. 10 metres out. See just down in front of me here, the Titans bench players are starting to warm up. They'll be looking to their interchange shortly. It's Thomas Weaver slots the extra 2 points for a 12-0 lead. Yeah, the bench players will have a key role to play here today. With the heat, they'll be looking to these guys for some quality efforts while they're out there. Just outside there on the as the turn to buy enters these from the Valentine Club. I believe he's replacing Addison from the Cessnock side, who was let off a little bit. So check whether he's carrying an injury description. Three Knights in the tackle there. Stop Keegan Pace. And the Titans as well turning to their interchange now as Oscar Bryant makes a great scoop but just coughs up possession there. There's a Knights player down in the background. And that was Connor Cromedy. But he's back to his feet now. Oh, Bailey Cox coming through for a big shot there. Kane Thomas coming in to do some work for the big men. Going to need to see lots of that today. Tyler Moody there shut down, looking for an offload, but some good defence from the Titans. Brought it into that play. The Knights put another stabbing kick in. Jalen de Groot for the Titans. Fends off 1 and 2. He's brought down 15 metres out from his own line. The Titans now work it out from dummy half. You can see on the sideline here, number 18 for the Titans, Henry Lee, about to enter the game. The Titans attack the sides of the Knightsies. Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate. He was looking for the offload there, was Keegan Pace, and if he hadn't got it away, his winger outside him would have been away. But unfortunately, an opportunity goes begging there. It's fantastic as well to see the NRL clubs jump on board with the regions and form partnerships with franchises in the Country Rugby League's Pathway program. They include Parramatta, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, the Titans obviously, and they join the Panthers, the Tigers, the Roosters, the Knights, St George Illawarra Dragons and the Raiders in supporting the CRL rep sides. As we see a penalty go to the Newcastle Knights here, they'll appreciate that. They'll kick for touch, probably 32 metres out from their own line, and look to build on some good field position. Now 45 out, they'll take the tap from the Titans line. And Aaron Cottrell takes it off the tap. Good work by the young man there, kept his feet, kept driving. Valuable metres for the Knights. The Knights spread it wide now. A quick service here from dummy half. They go to the short side. Ryan Cullen, I believe that is. Oh, and he's going to be penalised here for a dangerous tackle. Purely accidental, I'm sure. And the Knights will tap. 10 metres out. Oh, and they've dropped it on tackle 1. That's unfortunate for the Knights. They really needed to build on that opportunity there and turn some field possession into points, but unfortunately handling errors are costing the Knights dearly here at the moment.
Is that it?
And the Titans will pack the scrum, 10 metres out. Good run there. Good run there for the Titans. And he earns the penalty. That was a great run there from Damien Wilson from Kyogle. And the Titans will find touch. Just inside the Knights' 40. Now they will look to put more points on here. Nicholas Troy from the Titans with a strong run. 3 defenders needed to bring him down there. And that is Henry Lee for the Titans there. Inside the Knights' 20 now. Oscar Bryan at dummy half. Goes down the line. Good ball there from Thomas Weaver through to Ryan Foran, and they won't stop him. Great ball there from Thomas Weaver through to Ryan Foran, and he scores for the Titans. And that takes the score out now to the Northern Rivers Titans 16, Newcastle Knights 0 with a kick to come. But the lead-up play from Thomas Weaver there, outstanding. Both teams will no doubt enjoy the opportunity to have a drink. the heat that we're experiencing here today at Foster. Beautiful day here in Foster to be at the beach. Not so sure about playing footy. As Thomas Weaver will line this one up. Probably close to 10 metres in from touch, maybe a little bit more. 20 metres out. And the youngster from Cudgeon will line this one up. With 10 minutes to go in the first half here. And it's waved away by the sideline officials. We'll see a change for the Titans here as well. Oscar Bryant is coming from the field. He's going to be replaced by Jordan Gallagher. Coming on at number 19, Jordan coming from the South Grafton Club. And Kane Thomas sets up for another kickoff here. Sends it low. Bouncing off the legs there of Jalen de Groot. Oh, the Titans are away from the kickoff. Nice defenders coming across. Tyler Moody there with a great tackle. And we have a penalty. The tackle was slightly high, unfortunately, so.
Come on, Mister!
Thomas Weavy kicks for touch. But he may have been tempted to take a quick tap there. So they'll set up and they'll attack again from the halfway, the Knights 30-metre line. And Ryan Foran takes the first hit up here for the Titans. Thomas Weaver on to Damien Wilson. Damien Wilson strong running again. Almost say 4 defenders there needed to bring him down. Thomas Weaver out to his 5'8" Riley Lack. Out to his fullback. And he's just short there, Jalen de Groot. Just short. I thought he may have got there for a moment, but just short of the line, and there may have been a slight error there. The referee's called for a scrum on the Knights 10-metre line. The Knights will be looking to hang on to the ball here. It's so important that they hang on to the ball in this set of 6 and work it out from their own line.
Go, Maxine!
That was a nice scoot there from Max Jones, brought them out to the 20. This is good stuff from the Knights. Just got to work it out here, do the hard yards. Get out of your end. Dylan Duffin kicks high, very high here. Good hands by the fullback Jalen de Groot to defuse that one. That could have been difficult. 2 defenders there, sucked in.
Go hard, rolling off.
Jordan Gallagher feeds the ball onto his back rower, Ryan Foran. Another strong run, brought down by 2 Knights defenders, just shy of the Knights 20. Thomas Weaver weighs up his option, goes for the kick. It's a almost perfectly weighted kick. The Knights it is. The Knights have to take it dead. And the Knights will be forced to take their second drop out of the match. And the Titans will look to keep the pressure on the Knights here in this first half. The dropout goes just over 35, I'd say, brought back by Jack Cullen. And he brings it to inside the Knights 20. Jordan Gallagher at dummy half there. Gets it out to Rowan Mansfield, and Rowan Mansfield breaks the tackle. He's looking very hard to stop. In fact, they won't. And it's another try. Rowan Mansfield from the Ballina Club forces his way over the line. And with that try, the Titans now take a 20-0 lead over the Knights here with 5 to go in the first half. Thomas Weaver will look to extend that lead to 22-0. While Thomas takes a drink, sets up his kicker goal here. Once again, we'd like to thank our partners, SLE Worldwide Australia, our major sponsor of the CRL. Anytime Fitness, our partner who's, I read last night, been helping the boys out with their fitness, allowing them access to the gym. Fantastic to see. And of course, our broadcast partners, Bar TV. As Thomas Weaver lines this one up. Takes his time, moves on in. And the touchline officials like it. It's now 22-0. And the Knights make their way back to halfway. Northern Rivers Titans have been electric in this first half. It's the strength of their running, shrugging off defenders left, right and centre. And Kane Thomas will kick off again here. And another good kick from Kane Thomas there, right into the corner, inside the Titans 10. Probably 5 out it was when he took it. I believe that's young Jake Coleman. Oh, we nearly had an error there, but I believe Henry Lee brought that ball in nicely, and much to the relief of his coach, I'm sure. Titans out just outside their own 40. By Damien Wilson. Oh, it's come off a Knight's hand. We have 6 again here as Jordan Gallagher's tackled. And the fullback Jalen de Groot there brought down inside the Knights 40. Thomas Weaver out to Jack Cullen on the Knights 30. Riley Lack there holds the ball up a little bit, hits his fullback Jalen de Groot, who's through. And a nice offload there to the centre, Keegan Payson. He's too strong from that range. And another try to the Titans. They're putting on an exhibition here today. They now lead 26-0. 2 minutes out from half time. And again, Thomas Weaver will look to extend the lead. Fantastic facility here at Harry Elliott Oval, and thank you very much to the Foster Tuncurry Hawks for making it available for the fixtures today. There's a lot of work that goes into days like this from local clubs with running the canteen and cooking barbecues and whatnot throughout the day, and it's a great opportunity for them to raise some funds for their clubs. As Thomas Weaver lines up his 5th attempt at conversion today. This one just inside, probably 11 metres in from touch. He lines it up, and he's just pushed it wide, unfortunately. So he's 3 from 5 here today. 53 seconds from half time. The Knights will be looking to hold on here, close out the first half, get in the sheds, cool down, and look to reset for the second half. Ian Thomas sets up again. Nova Cashians will be looking to keep the Titans as much as possible down their own end. Nice hands there from Riley Lackeys. Took a hard one there. Oh, big shot over the top there on Damien Wilson. I believe that was Jordan Jones. And we have a forward pass, so 9 seconds to go here. We'll count it down. I'm sure both sides will just be happy to see this one into half time as the hooter goes. We have half time here in the Andrew Johns fixture, Andrew Johns Cup fixture between the Newcastle Knights Development Squad and the Northern Rivers Titans. And the Titans will take a 26-0 lead into the half-time break. Both teams will be looking forward to getting into the shade and just having a break. I think it's quite warm out there. Don't forget the CRL will be live streaming these matches all day across different locations across regional New South Wales. As different regions take on each other in the 16s and 18s. Players here today who are taking their place in the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cup will also be keen to push for selection in the country under 16s and 18s representative sides, which will be touring later in the year. Fantastic opportunity for these young players to show selectors what they're capable of. This is where it all starts for these youngsters. And the beauty of this competition is, of course, it gives the opportunity to for some of these youngsters to play in front of their home crowds as well. Later on today we have the North Coast Bulldogs with quite a few players coming from the Foster area. It'll be North Coast region, Port Macquarie, Old Bar, Sawtell, Wauchope, Wingham. And you'd imagine that a lot of their families have come down to watch them take part in their game today, and it's a fantastic opportunity for them. referees have called the players back out onto the field here for the second half. Novocastrians will be looking to turn around a 26-0 deficit at half time. They have their work cut out in front of them. These Titans players are running strong, they're running hard. Titans make their way back out onto the field, led by their halfback Thomas Weaver, who's had a fair hand in the first half, to be honest. Took 3 from 5 and set up quite a few of the Titans' tries. Early in the game, it was the front row pairing though, Noah Johansson and Jack Cullen, just ripping into the Knights' defence and proving very difficult to handle. Just waiting. The Newcastle Knights squad as they're led back out onto the field by Riley Cullen. Once we get a kicking tee, Kane Thomas will get us underway here again. Harry Elliott Oval. Beautiful Foster Paradise, God's country. And here we go here in the second half. Kane Thomas. Oh, and we've seen a knock on off the kickoff from the Titans. That's unfortunate. The Knights, however, will be encouraged. They'll pack a scrum down here and they'll look to put on some pressure very early in this second half.
Come on, mate.
We have a Titans player in the background here. Down at the moment, Rowan Mansfield. The trainer's calling for time off, but it's not coming. And the Knights spread it wide. Tyler Moody cuts inside, cuts outside. Brought down there by Ryan Foran. Jordan Jones from Valentine Elibana digs in. Looking to score the first points for the Knights. However, the Titans are standing up to the challenge at the moment. That was Cade Hampton from the Waratah Mayfield Cheetahs. Liam Brown. Tackled there. And the fifth and last here for the Knights. They've got an overlap. Yes, excellent play by the Novocastrians, and the first try of the match goes to the winger Jermaine Elms from Western Suburbs. That's exactly the start the Knights were looking for in this second half. The score is now 26 points to 4 with a conversion attempt to come for the Novocastrians, and they'll be over the moon with that start. Can't quite see who it is on the far side of the field there who'll be looking to take the conversion attempt, but he's got his work cut out for him, that's for sure. And in the Titans huddle, discussion will be keep it calm, stick to the plan. Still have a large lead over the Knights here at the moment, but they were just looking to get back into the groove of things. As the conversion's lined up just in front of the Mick Ferry concreting scoreboard. And that one will be waved away. So the score will remain 26 points to 4. And that was the 5'8" Liam Brown who was having that attempt at goal there. And now Riley Lack will look to send the ball deep into Newcastle territory and force the Knights to work their way out of their own area. And a big kick, nearly into the in-goal area. Cade Hampton with a strong run from inside his own goal line out to the 20. Oh, and unfortunately he's come up with an error there. Knights supporters will say that one went backwards, but unfortunately the officials saw it differently. So the Titans now will start an attacking set on the Knights 20 from a scrum feed. And we'll repack the scrum again. Riley Lack out the back there, using some brilliant footwork there. Driven backwards slightly. That's Reef Somerville. And Reef Somerville is gone over. Well, that's an amazing effort there by the interchange player, number 14, Reef Somerville. And the Titans re-establish their 26 points lead with a kick to come. Reef Somerville, another one of these players brought to you from the Cudgeon Club. I have a strong presence here today, the Cudgeon Club. Jalen de Groot, Thomas Weaver, Keegan Pace, Jack Cullen, Oscar Bryant, Reef Somerville, all coming from that club. Given the 1, 7 and 9, all coming from the one club, you'd have to expect they'd have an understanding of each other's game and played with each other for some time. So and Thomas Weaver nails the extra 2 points. So the score is now 32 points to 4. And the Knights will kick off again. Looking to force the Titans, and big defensive set here from the Knights is in order. They need to try and keep the Titans as far down their end as they can. And that was nice hands there by Jake Coleman. He's tackled just on his 20-metre line, plays the ball. Three defenders there, bring the Northern Rivers Titans player down. That was Jack Cullen with another strong run, nearly out to the 40 now. And that was Matthew Avery from dummy half there. Thomas Weaver puts the kick in. It's picked up by Tyler Moody. Oh, now that's an unfortunate tackle there from Keegan Pace. Concedes the penalty. Thankfully, no one was injured. Can all go pear-shaped very quickly with those sorts of tackles. You've just got to be so careful. And the Knights will find touch, as we nearly have a Falcon in the grandstand. 44 metres out from their own line. We have time off here for a player down from the Titans. And I believe it may be Keegan Pace who injured himself affecting that tackle that led to the penalty, so hopefully he's okay. the safe hands of the Northern Rivers Titans training staff. And it looks like he might be coming from the field. Young Keegan. And he'll be replaced by Oscar Bryant, hooker coming back onto the field. So this will see a bit of a reshuffle as the Titans make their 5th interchange. The young man gets a well-earned hand from the crowd. Kane Thomas takes a hit up and he's lost the ball. Oh no, we have a strip. And the referee's called time off here. He's called the captains out, I believe. They've received a comment or two that he didn't appreciate. And as we know, we can't have a game without referees. He lays down the law here and says, that's enough of that, boys, let's get on with footy. And the Knights, 45 out from the Titans line, will kick for touch. Through the half. Dylan Duffin from the East Maitland Griffins. And it looks like Jordan Jones lining up here to take the hit up off the tap. Oh, sneaky, they go to Riley Cullen. And a big run, big, strong run there from Riley Cullen. Brings in a few defenders. He's just outside the Titans 20. They now go to Cade Hampton, who's brought down just outside the Titans 10-metre line. And the Knights players are brought down. 5 out from the Titans line. Looks like Cade Hampton again there. Brought down. Out the back to Dylan, to Tyler. Kane Thomas now. Out to Charlie Thompson. Charlie Thompson, fantastic effort. Cuts back inside, plants the ball down. Scores the 2nd try of the day for the Newcastle Knights. And with a kick to come, they bring the margin back slightly. It's now 32 points to 8 with a kick to come. Some nice play there. Quality finishing there from Charlie Thompson. He's from the Valentine Elibana Club, another club in Newcastle. Newcastle has such a large junior base, and the Valentine Elibana Club is no exception there. They have a huge junior crop of talent to choose from. Feed quite a few players through to the Lakes United Club in the Tui's Real NRL. And it's Kane Thomas will line this one up. Just inside the sideline, 20 metres out. It's got the distance, but the radar is slightly off. So the score remains the same. It is now the Northern Rivers Titans 32, Newcastle Knights 8.
Down together. One line. Get there, one line.
Titans again will restart here. They'll look to put the ball deep into Newcastle territory. 19, just under 19 and a half minutes to go in this fixture. The Knights will be looking to repeat the result there and score again. Tyler Moody in doing some work there, giving his forwards a breather. Might continue to work it out from their own end. Scoots the order of the day. It's Max Jones there. We have another penalty. And the referee's called time off here. He's going to be having a word with the Titans captain, I believe. Some of the tackling has left the referee less than pleased He's called for an end to it.
Heads up.
And the Knights again now will be looking to kick for touch, get some good field position and work their way into the Titans line and potentially score more points. Oh no, we're going for the tap instead. And that's Tobias Hatcher with the first hit up. And he's worked over a little bit too much there for the referee's liking, so back-to-back penalties for the Knights here. And they'll go again for the tap, and it's a replay. Tobias Hatcher again. Getting the work done. I'm sure his coach will be pleased to see him putting in the effort. And I believe that's Jai Fisher. Max Jones forced to cut back to the inside there. He's told to play the ball back on the mark. That's nice defence there. Nice defence there by Jake Coleman. Realised that he was in trouble, come in and shut the play down before it could progress any further. Jordan Jones with the hit and spin. He's been a handful every time he's run the ball, Jordan. Dylan out to Tyler. He's brought down, that was the last, so didn't quite get the points, but still the Titans have to work the ball out from inside their own 10. And they'll turn to their wingers. That's Matthew Avery from Casino. Doing the hard yards for his forwards, earning them a breather. Oscar Bryant at dummy half. Slow play of the ball there. Looks like Matthew may have picked up an injury. And these big forwards again for the Titans. This time, Bailey Cox from Willumbar. Titans now looking to reach the Knights, their own 40, and they do that via Rowan Mansfield. In fact, he'll get to the 50 nearly. He'll go past the 50. An outstanding run. Never say die attitude. Oscar Bryant scoots from dummy half. He finds Reef Somerville. Reef Somerville just brought down there and earns his side a penalty for the second effort. As the Knights look to their interchange. And see on the sideline for the Knights, Regan Glover and Connor Cromedy looking to make their way back onto the field in the second half. That's Riley Lack probing the Newcastle line. He's brought down inside the Knights 10-metre line. Oscar Bryant scoots from dummy half. And he scores. What an effort there from the dummy half, Oscar Bryant. He extends the lead even further. It's now 36 points to 8 with a kick to come for the Titans. And the Knights will make some changes while young Thomas Weaver lines up the conversion. This one's probably 14 metres in from the touch line, 15 maybe, 20 metres out. They'll look to guide this one through the goalpost to extend their lead. 14 and a half minutes left in the match. And here's young Thomas Weaver, and he's nailed it. Beautiful work by the young man there to see that one over the black dot. That's now a 30-point lead to the Northern Rivers Titans. They lead the Newcastle Knights 38 points to 8. Just under 14 minutes left in the match, rather. Kane Thomas will get things going again here for us at Harry Elliott Oval. And it's brought back just outside the 20-metre mark there. I believe that is Damien Wilson from the Kyogle Club. Oh, Bailey Cox hit heavily over the top there. Lovely ball. That's a lovely ball. Matthew Avery chips for himself. Took an unfortunate bounce for the Titans, but well recovered there by the Knights. And the Knights will be looking to work their way.
Go, mate! Go, mate! Left side, Maxie.
The Knights now out just past their 30-metre line. Lovely scoot there from Max Jones. Regan Glover calling for a quick play of the ball. And another quick play of the ball. Nice work there by Max Jones. The Knights kick. But it's cleaned up at the back there by Jalen de Groot. Did well, the ball coming over his shoulder to take it on the full. And returns it to just outside his 10-metre line, where he's brought down. The Titans will look to work their way out of their own end. And they do that with Jake Coleman. He works his way outside of the 20. Oscar Bryant. And an unfortunate forward pass from dummy half there. Just slightly overran there, but when you have a 30-point lead, it's not too much of a concern. The young men will be looking to work on that for sure. 11.5 minutes to go here as the Knights will pack a scrum just inside the Titans' 30-metre line. And they'll look to go on the attack here. And the referee will ask the sides to repack that one. The ball come out a bit awkwardly there and went a miss, so here we go again. Take two, it's successful. Tyler Moody. Charlie Thompson bumps off one. And Matthew Avery comes at him again. And that's Addison Peel from the Cessnock side back on the field. Dylan Duffy out to Kane Thomas. He steps back inside. Oh, a bit of confusion there.
Go, Riley.
And Riley Cullen will be asked to be the team battering ram, and he's brought down just shy of the line. A nice look to spread it wide. Tobias Hatchett just brought down. Last tackle here for the Knights. They go out to the 5'8", puts a kick through, but Oscar Bryant was all over that one like a bad rush. He's picked that up lovely. The Titans now with the ball will look to work their way out. The Newcastle Knights are certainly up the tempo here in their defence slightly. But that's a good run. Yeah, can't quite see who that is, unfortunately, through the muddle of players there. And the Titans now out to their own 30-metre line. Oscar Bryant at dummy half. He'll kick inside his own 40. But it's a bit of a Barry Crocker and it goes out on the full. So the Knights will have another attacking set inside the Titans' 40. They really need to start putting some points on here if there any hope of reeling this Titans side in. Handover play the ball here for Newcastle inside the Titans' 40. The Knights work it to the middle of the field. Looks like Max Jones there at dummy half. Addison Peel takes another hit up, keen to do some work. He's fresh back onto the field. Jones again, cuts out Cromedy. Finds its way to Tobias Hatcher with a big run. Brought down just a few metres shy of the line. Big Addison Peel will have a crack. Can they stop him? Unfortunately, it was forward pass. And so another set breaks down for the Knights, unfortunately. And with the Titans now with a full set of 6 in front of them, a 30-point lead. The Knights with all the work to do. Players no doubt feeling the effects of this heat. It's not too bad up here in the grandstand, but I can assure you on that field it will be very warm. The Titans now work it out to their own 30-metre line through the winger, Jake Coleman, and he earns his side a penalty. The Knights just hang on a little bit too long there. Thomas Weaver instructing his 5'8" Riley Lack to kick for touch, and he'll do so. And he'll find touch just outside of the Knights' 40-metre line in front of the sports club there. A few spectators inside the windows there having a watch of a great game of footy. Not a bad spot to do so. A few cold refreshments and a bit of lunch in order. And that's Noah Johansson taking the ball to the line. He offloaded to Bailey Cox, but he was hit slightly late there. And the Titans get another penalty. Thomas Weaver there, instructing his troops on where to go. And that's Mr. Noah Johansson again with a big yard run and an offload. Finds Oscar, but well picked up there by the Knights. Riley Lack there out to Thomas Weaver. On to Ryan Foran from the Murwillumbah Club. Oh, excellent tackle there. That was Charlie Thompson there, chopping down Jalen de Groot. Oh, and some desperate goal line defence there again by the Knights. Keeps the Titans out for another tackle. Jalen goes to dummy half. On to Thomas. He steps inside and he's just walking his way towards the try line here, but still takes 3 Knights defenders to bring him down. And he's got unfortunate error there by Thomas. He's had a fantastic game today, and given the conditions, you could forgive him for having a small case of the fumbles there. And the Knights now will look to work it out from their own line. The scrum will pack down 10 metres out from the Newcastle Knights try line. Dylan Duffin will feed the scrum, and he does so. Works its way out wide. Don't forget, after this one in the Laurie Daley Cup, we have the Knights taking on the Northern Rivers Titans as well. Should be a thralling encounter, no doubt. Big shot there. Big shot over the top there. Oh, gives the dummy half some for a good measure as well. Last tackle here for the Knights. Goes to Duffin. He puts the ball up under pressure. Matthew Avery does well. Light on his feet. He was under pressure there. The Knights trying to force him into touch. He sustained a bit of an injury in doing so. I think it might be a bit of cramp. It is hot conditions here today and late in the game with just over 4 minutes to go in the match. And we'll start to see a little bit of this. It's important to recognise as well that the distances some of these players have travelled, Tweed Heads, Ballina, Murwillumbah, they're not just around the corner, so for those of us, including myself, who've only had to come from Newcastle, pay a lot of respect to these teams that have got up early or paid money to stay the weekend here in Foster. thank them for their contribution, and I'm sure the players are thankful for those supporters, support staff, family, friends that have helped them get here today. The clock has stopped with 3 minutes 49 to go while Matthew Avery gets some treatment for cramp and try and keep the shade on his face as well. We'll take this opportunity to thank our major sponsor, SLE Worldwide Australia. They're a fantastic sponsor of the Country Rugby League, and without them this would no doubt not be possible. Anytime Fitness, our fitness partner for the competition, as long as with our official broadcaster, Bar TV. We'll see plenty of sports over the coming season with Bar TV, Rugby League, soccer. I know the boys have been busy with cricket over the summer as well. It's a fantastic initiative, and it really gives a lot of opportunities to those who may not normally through mainstream media get the opportunity to be on the telly or the internet, live streamed onto Facebook. There's obviously a little bit of concern here for young Matthew Avery. We're taking our time here and just make sure he's okay. Obviously the health of these young boys is paramount, and he's in the hands of some suitably qualified training staff who will ensure that he's okay. His teammates obviously showing some concern for him. It's fantastic to see the Rugby League back on the television last night with the Indigenous versus Maori All-Stars. Fantastic concept. Great to see footy back on the TV in general, to be honest. Cricket's great, but I think quite a few of us have had enough of that for now. Hopefully we'll see the initiative continue and expand and include other cultures, Polynesian. I'm sure after seeing some of the World Cup matches involving Tonga and Samoa and those nations, the support base would be huge for an event such as that. It looks like young Matthew's about to make his way back to his feet. One would suggest he's done for the day. Fantastic effort, obviously dealing with either severe cramp or an injury of some sort, so off he'll go and be taken care of. Straight up the tunnel, I'd suggest, and into a cooler environment. And the Titans will play the ball on their own 30-metre line here with 3 minutes 49 seconds left in the match. They have a 30-point lead. Good contact over the top there by the Knights front rower pairing, Addison Pearl and Trent Bailey. Oscar Bryant scoots from dummy half, nearly pokes his nose through there, works his way to the Knights 30-metre line. The Titans will be thinking more points here. Thomas puts the kick through. Rowan Mansfield coming through. The young Charlie Thompson was up to the test there and safely saw the ball into touch. And the Knights will have their third goal line drop out of the match. The Titans get ready to receive this ball, and plenty of time to score another try here, so Titans will be looking for it. Ryan Foran with a strong hit up. Works his way nearly to the Knights 20, just shy of the Knights 20. Oscar at dummy half picks up the ball there and finds Noah Johansson. And he has the ball. Oh, the referee calls it lost. So maybe it was a loose carry that the referee saw there. The game slightly breaking down towards the end, understandably, with the amount of effort that players have put in thus far. They'll pack down another scrum here. The Knights will feed the scrum just outside of their own 10-metre line. Work it upfield. And that is Tobias Hatcher taking the first hit up. Taking it onto his back. And Riley Cullen breaks through, but he's shut down there. Regan Glover at dummy half gets the ball onto Trent Bailey. Trent from the Greater Brankston side. Oh, that's a good offload there by Jai Fisher. And Kane Thomas. 4 defenders need to bring him down there. Strong run there by the centre. Charlie Thompson at dummy half. He'll feed the ball onto the half, Dylan Duffin. And that's Jai Fisher there with another hit up. Oh, sorry, my mistake. That was Connor Cromedy, I believe. Good work there from the lock forward. And Jalen de Groot diffuses another Newcastle kick on his own 10-metre line with 58 seconds left in the match. Jake Coleman breaks through from a scoop from dummy half. He's brought down just outside his own 30. The Knights working him over there. That's Noah Johansson with another run. He's had a fantastic game, this young prop. Oscar Bryant. That was Nicholas Troy that was tackled there. Riley Lack forced to take the tackle there after the back rower overran the play. Weaver chips through, but Tyler Moody is up to the challenge. He's brought down there just outside of his own 10. 6 seconds left in the play. This will possibly be the last play in the match. And so Charlie Thompson tries his luck at a little chip there for himself, but unfortunately the ball rolls into touch, and that's full time here with the Northern Rivers Titans running out 38-8 winners over the Newcastle Knights. We'll take a short break and we'll be back for the Under-18s Laurie Daley Cup. about to get underway here in the Laurie Daley Cup. Newcastle Knights taking on the Northern Rivers Titans. And it's the Knights who kick off here the first half. That's taken there by Thomas Vickery. He's fed that on to Jordan Toeli. And the Knights will be looking here to keep the Titans in their own end, but they concede a penalty in the first set of 6. Number 13 for the Knights there, Tyler Donny, guilty of just working over the ball carrier just a little bit too much. And the Titans will kick for touch, and it's on the roof. First of the day. And they'll tap the ball just outside of their own 40-metre line. And it's the centre for the Titans, Lachlan Hallard. Titans attacking the Knights line here. They're inside the Knights 30 now. A scoop there from Jonah Whitlam-Rose from the Wimwilla side. Nearly breaks through. He's on the Knights 10 there. They go to the 5'8". It's Thomas Vickery. Again, Whitlam-Rose goes to dummy half. Oh, and a bit of a miscommunication there. Sees what I think was a falcon. That's actually led to the ball going dead in goal, and we'll have a 20-metre tap to the Knights. So it's an interesting end to the set of 6 there for the Titans. And the Knights now have their first possession of the ball for the game. They're looking to work it out of their own end there. That's some strong defence there by the Titans side. Now we've got some changes in the numbers here, so you will have to bear with me while I figure out who is who here. That's Zach Miller with the break, and he gives the Knights ball on, and it's the first try of the game. And the Knights take an early lead. Not quite sure who that was that scored the try there. I'm going to have a guess and say Lachlan O'Brien. But all the lead-up work there from Zach Miller was beautiful. Saw a gap, exposed it, and he was away, and ticked that down to a try assist for young Zach. Great start to the match. Now this is Samuel Smith, Sam Smith from the Lakes United Club, Seagulls, taking the first shot at goal there. No doubt he'll have a few supporters at home cheering him on. In fact, the whole Lakes United Club, they're a strong family club in Newcastle, Lakes United, and they'll be well behind Sam here as he lines this one up from practically straight in front. And he seals it. 6 points to 0. The Knights take an early lead over the Northern Rivers Titans. And the Titans will bring it back to halfway to get play underway again. Way to kicking tee. The all-important kicking tee. This is going to be the fullback, Lachlan West from Casino, gets things underway again. And it's gone out on the full, so we'll have a penalty for Newcastle on the halfway line. That is exactly what the Titans did not want. And And the Knights will go on the attack again here. Assume that they might look for touch here. And they do that. And they find touch. 30 metres out from the Titans' line, so perfect field position here for the Knights to launch an attacking raid. And it's Tyler Donny from the central side, Central Charlestown Butcher Boys, who takes a hit up there. It's then given on to Harry Whitfield from the mighty Cessnock Goannas. He's brought down 20 out from the Titans' line. And the Knights, oh no, he's maintained possession and the referee is pointing to the spot. So the second try of the match for the Knights. Fantastic hands there by the winger on the far side. And to keep a hold of that and put it down. And now take a 10 points to 0 lead with a conversion from out wide to come. And this is the perfect start for the Novocastrians. They'll be over the moon with this. And they'll rush back to their huddle here. The trainers will tell them to reset, calm down, continue the momentum. And there'll be an opposite discussion going on in the Titans huddle. But plenty of time left. Still 28 minutes in this first half to go. As Sam Smith will line this conversion from out wide, practically on the sideline, 20 metres out. He'll take his time here, get the ball set up, ensure that his teammates have a bit of a break. As I mentioned in the call of the earlier Andrew Johns Cup match, it's quite hot here, and players will need to ensure that they stay well hydrated. I'm sure the trainers will do an A+ job of that. Sam lines this one up. Cheering you on from Carl Oval. Steps in, kicks it well, but it's waved away. Plenty of distance on the kick, but radar slightly off there. But the score now remains Newcastle 10, the Gold Coast 0. I can only hope that the Titans score next here so that we have a 10-4 scoreline, big buddy. And the Titans kick off. Lachlan West taking a much more timid approach to that kick off there to ensure it doesn't go out on the full again. A powerful kick by the young man. The Knights work it out from their own end. I believe that's Romano Cook. And he's come up with an error, unfortunately for the Knights, so Coach Killer strikes again. The must complete after points. It's unfortunate, but the Knights have handed possession over to the Titans on their own 30-metre line. So now the Titans will have a chance to launch an attacking raid of their own, and they'll look to make the Knights pay for that error. Out to the 5'8", out to the back rower there, Jaden Martins from the Tweed Coast. He takes the tackle inside the Knights 30. That's a big run there by the 21, Jordan Tawa'alili. I apologise if I have the pronunciation wrong. Titans playing some good football here, moving the ball around freely. 5'8", marshalling his troops. They go the blind side. Takes 4 defenders to stop the Titans player there. Comes out Thomas Vickery. Oh, well read by the Knights defence there, and Lachlan West is shut down and a strong ball and all tackle. That's the last now for the Titans. Bit of miscommunication there from Dummy Haas. It comes to Vickery. He puts a kick through, picked up by the winger for the Knights there, and he looks to work his way out of the danger zone for Newcastle. And the Knights will be pleased with that. They were tested, but they shut it down. Excellent result for the Knights. Some strong running here from the Knights' backs. We're out to their own 10 now. Slow play the ball for the Knights there. I think that's Tyrone Neen from the Central Charlestown Butcher Boys, who's tackled outside of his own 20. The Knights look to spread it wide as a bit of the turf goes flying, but the Titans were inside the 10. There's a bit of a brouhaha on here. Tempers flaring in the heat. Both teams will just step away and cool it down just a little bit. We have time off here. The referee wants to have a bit of a chat to both captains. We saw this in the first game as well, just the calm down. Let's play footy, guys. A penalty to the Knights for inside the 10. They'll kick from inside their 40. They'll look to find touch inside the Titans 40, and they do just on the Titans 40, in fact. Now begin their set. I believe that's Harry Whitfield from Cessnock. Hit hard there and driven. I believe that's Sam Robinson in the 16 tackle there from the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers. And the ball goes out the back there. And another penalty to the Knights here. Just putting too much pressure on the attacking player's head there whilst he was on the ground. Just introducing him to the Harry Elliott Oval turf. And the Knights hit it up again through Harry Whitfield. And they'll look to build their lead here. Play outside the line here. Oh! The offload goes wide, but it's picked up there by the winger. Does well to save it. And another penalty to the Knights here. Looking to see what this one's for. Can't quite see the officials' gestures there, but the Knights find touch just inside the Titans' 20-metre mark. And they're on the attack. And this is Sam Robinson hitting the ball up, gets within 10. And then driven slightly backwards, but he pushes back of his own. Great effort. And another penalty. Seeing quite a few penalties to the Knights here early in this game. There's still 21 minutes left in the half. 10-0 the Knights lead over the Titans. And that's Harry Whitfield again, lining them up. He gets within a couple of the line. Young Zach Miller gives it out the back. And that's another penalty to the Knights. I think he might call that he was tackled slightly early here. But again, the boys are getting restless. Wouldn't surprise me here if the referee gives someone a chance to cool down. He's called time off. We have the touch judge in. He's just helping restore some order here. Both teams keen to assert their physical dominance early in the game. One of the Titans players have been called out for a discussion. Referee laying the word of the law down there. I think that's the good old next person goes conversation that we see quite regularly these days in the NRL. Knights will continue to attack the Titans line. Titans desperate to hold on here. And that's Tyler Daley from the Central Charlestown Butcher Boys. And the Knights have been rejected from the Titans line again. That's some strong defence there from the Titans. They've done well to hold on there. The Knights had numerous opportunities to put pressure on the Titans line, and the Titans held on. So they'll now have a scrum feed on their own 10-metre line. They'll look to work it out of their own end now and try and spend some time down in Newcastle's end, which they have had precious little field position in the Newcastle half. The Titans in this match so far, so they'll be looking to work it out of their own end here. Just get things back on track. The Knights holding on well in defence here. They've kept the Titans inside their own 30 so far, but they're now starting to work their way out the field, and that was a good run by the lock forward from the Titans. Simon Pratt, he comes from the Casino Club. Fantastic run there from Simon. Solid defence there from Tyler Daley, and he's been penalised inside the 10. You'd have to think we've almost had as many penalties as we have points in this game so far. As the Titans now look to attack from the Newcastle 30. And that's Cooper Many from the Lower Clarence. And that's a lock forward again there for the Titans. Simon Pratt making a strong hit up. Big Jordan, I thought he was going to get the ball there, but he was a decoy. Nice play out the back there. Back to the winger. He cuts in the field, but the Knights defenders are there in earnest, and they drive him, and they drive him, and they drive him. And the Titans have done extremely well to keep their teammate in the field of play there. Almost resembled a rugby maul, running maul. As the Titans continue to pepper the Knights line. Now that's Thomas Vickery, puts a little kick in, but it doesn't get through the Newcastle Knights defender's legs, and that's picked up there by Sam Robinson. But we have, I think, a double knock-on call, and we're going to have a scrum feed to the Newcastle Knights on their own 10-metre line. That was promising football there for the Titans. They nearly cracked the Knights there. So just the desperation of the Knights to shut that opportunity down in the corner saved a certain 4 points. Now that's Ryan Potts from Lakes who's fed the scrum there. And the Knights have had some significant changes in their side today, so we'll be following this one a little bit as it goes. Zach Miller looks like he's moved into the hooking position after not being named earlier in the week. Doing a fine job of it so far. Trying to pick his way through the markers there. Gets to the 40. Will play the ball. Plays the ball to Josh KG Cessnock, who passes it back to the 5'8", who I believe is Lachlan O'Brien. Oh, and a handling error, double handling error there it looks like. I'm not sure whether the first one's... Yeah, the first one off the Titans has gone backwards, so it'll be a Titans scrum feed. And a bit of luck there for the Titans, because if the Knights had picked that one up cleanly, it would either have been a 4-pointer or at best another set of 6 to the Knights. So Titans now through Thomas Vickery will feed the scrum. They'll look to work their way out of their own end. Titans just get the appropriate number of players into the scrum. And they work it out past their own 10. And that's another strong hit up there. And nearly gets them out to the 30. That was again for the 30. I believe that's Simon Pratt. And that's Big Jordan. Gets his way nearly to the 40. Does the big man. It's a big effort in today's heat. And that looks like Josh Cagney, who's playing fullback there for the Knights. So obviously with a late change, it looks like Troy Thompson from the Knights has been ruled out. The Knights have gone to the interchange bench again there. And that's James Johnson from the Lakes United Club there with us. Met strongly in defence. Zach Miller there picked off at dummy half. Thought he might have had the hookers not square. Sorry, the markers not square there, but wasn't to be. And that's Lachlan O'Brien from Central. He's cut them open. Inside ball. Lovely work. Try to Newcastle. That's great play there from Lachlan. He's playing half, I believe. He's named at 5'8", but he's certainly playing the role of a 7 here today, and he sets up a fantastic try for Newcastle. After, you have to admit, absorbing some pressure there, the Knights. They now extend their lead to 14 points to nil with 14 minutes left in the first half, and they'll look to take the conversion and make it 16 points to nil. And as this happens, we've got some changes for the Knights coming through here. Looks like Romano Cook in number 20 is coming on the field from the interchange bench. And I believe he's replacing Zach Miller, who's, you have to admit, had a stellar start to the game thus far. Been involved in quite a bit, young Zach, so he's earned himself a rest, and young Romano will have an opportunity now, as the conversion attempt is lined up here. And the Titans have also made a change as well. Big Jordan Toali coming from the field, getting himself a well-earned break after some big runs early in the match. Conversion is successful, so the score now is 16 points to nil. Newcastle leading over the Northern Rivers Titans. And while the teams get set to restart the game, we'd like to thank our sponsors, SLE Worldwide Australia, Anytime Fitness, and of course our broadcast partner Bar TV, who are bringing you this fixture today. And the Titans kick off. Knights take it on the full just outside their try line. Taking a hit up there. Knights to look to work it out rather to their 30, and they get there by Tyler Daley, although he's driven back inside his own 30. Some good strong defence there by the Northern Rivers Titans. Knights spread it wide via Lachlan O'Brien. They find a bit of space to move there, and they're away. And that ball has been touched, I presume. It has. The referee will signal 6 more here. And we have a penalty. And the penalty is for a rake. So the Knights here, be interesting, will they kick for touch? The angle might be a bit narrow. They might take the tap here and just start to pepper the line. And just to make a fool out of me, they kick for touch. And Lachlan O'Brien brings the attack to the Knights 30. That's Jack Jackson from the Lakes United Club, brought down there inside the Titans 30. Ryan Potts there decides to take the Titans on. He's brought down inside the 20. Knights go to O'Brien. And that's another try to the Knights. This one through Sam Robinson, I believe. And Sam is from the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers. And that takes the score out to Newcastle 20, Titans 0 with a kick to come. If our viewers were watching the earlier game, this is almost the polar opposite of what happened in the Andrew Johns Cup between the Newcastle Knights and the Northern Rivers Titans, where the Northern Rivers Titans ran out to a strong lead very early in the game, and the Knights never really recovered. So the Titans certainly have their work cut out for them here. Sam Smith will look to line this one up again. Both teams, I'm sure, will enjoy having a bit of a break here, having a quick drink. It's quite warm. And the conversion's waved away, so the score will remain 20 points to 0 with 8 minutes 45 left in the first half. Newcastle Knights will be looking here to make sure that they see through this set, get to the end of the set, ensure that they're continuing the pressure on the Titans' attack, make them work it out of their own end. This is Lachlan West again. He's going to get the game underway. Oh, the ball's fallen off its tee here, so we'll just take a second to reset that. He's got a big boot on him, Lachlan. He makes it look very, very easy, and the Knights bring it back and met solidly with some strong defence from the Northern Rivers side there. Good to see the 5'8" Thomas Vickery involved in that as well. Might not want to work him over too hard there. Bit of frustration. Oh, hands from the Knights. He's away down the wing is Travon Lemalama. He's away. He keeps it to himself. Is he going to go all the way? He does. Great try. Travon Lemalama from the Central Charlestown Butcher Boys works his way down the field. Scores a marvellous try there. And the lead extends. It's now 24-0 with a kick to come for the Novocastrians, and their coaching staff will be ecstatic with this start. You'd have to think that if these boys can continue this sort of form, they'd certainly be looking solid to defend their title. Obviously the Knights winning the under-18s last year, and also push for selection in the country touring side, which will be named after the completion of this tournament. So opportunity calls for these young men, and Sam Smith will line this one up from the sideline. This is going to be a challenging kick. The young man's certainly been kicking them well so far today. Let's see if he can get this one over. Sam lines this one up. And it's waved away, unfortunately. So the score will remain 24 points to nil with 5 minutes to go. The Knights will be encouraged. There's plenty of time left in this half for them to put some more points on the Titans, and the Titans really need a big defensive set here. They need to keep the Knights down in their half and force them to kick. Earlier the better. If they can keep the Knights inside their 30 or 40 and force them to kick on tackle 4, that'll be an excellent result for the Titans, but they're certainly under some pressure at the moment. Lachlan West will line it up again here. He kicks it. Easily finds the inside 10 of the Knights, and it's Tyler Daley from Central. He comes back and, big contact there. That's a great effort there by the 14, Zachary Hicks, for the Titans to get in low there. And the Titans have come up the ball here. So this is an opportunity now for the Titans to score some points, get on the scoreboard before half time. Vickery goes into dummy half, he gets the ball on. That was Simon Pratt again. He's a workhorse, this Simon Pratt. He's done plenty of hard work in this first half. So, and unfortunately, we have an error in the play the ball from Carl Lola here. So unfortunately for the Titans, an opportunity goes begging, but the Knights hold on and they'll look to work the ball out from their own end here. We have a change of call. We have a call from the sideline official here who's called that an infringement was made. And instead of it being a scrum now, the Titans will have an opportunity at another set of 6. And that is we have a penalty against the attacking team for an obstruction there. It's unfortunate. So some good lead-up work there from young Tim Johansson. Must be a family thing because his brother had a pearler of a game in the under-16s match. Both boys coming from the Tweed Heads Club. And the Knights take the tap, they work it out their own end there. Out to just shy of the 30-metre mark there. Have 3 minutes left in the half, so the Knights will be looking to put on some more points here, but a stray pass has been cleaned up there by Tyler Daley, and he's done well there. He's making more and more metres. He's nearly out to, he's on the 35-metre mark now, just shy of the 40 rather. There's tripping in there at dummy half there. The Titans guilty there of not closing down the tackle, allowing the offload. The Knights make them pay. They're out to the 50 now. Oh, and a good ball there. And that is the 9, Ryan Potts from Lakes United, showing a nice bit of footwork there to score the try. But it all came from the fullback, Josh Kankney. The good try assist there, and the Knights make the Titans pay again, unfortunately, and the score now blows out to 28 points to nil. With 2 minutes left, and Sam Smith will look to make it an even 30. And as the teams have a quick drink, we're waiting a kicking tee for Sam out in the middle there. After this match, we'll have another Andrew Johns Cup fixture rather. This time between the North Coast Bulldogs, a lot of hometown players in that side taking on the Parramatta Eels. And that's sure to be an excellent challenge. With a minute 10 to go in the half, Sam lines his conversion up. He's in no rush here. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Knights happily see the half off here. Sam lines the ball up. Oh, and it's off the upright. You should get extra points if you hit the upright. That's quite a challenge if you're trying to do it on purpose, but unfortunately in this instance it means the score will remain 28 points to nil with just over 20 seconds left in the half. And the Titans make their way back to the halfway line. We may have time for the kick-off. 9 seconds, we may just see the half out. No, we are certainly making an attempt at it. And the Knights look to spread it. I think if you cut back inside there, and that'll be the end of the half. A half which has seen the Newcastle Knights dominate the field position and the scoreboard. Staggering 28 points to nil lead at half time. The Knights jog it off, as do the Titans. They'll go into the sheds and have a rest. Titans with a lot of work to do here in the second half, but football is a game of two halves. And there's plenty of opportunity for the Titans to get on the board in the second half. Back here at Harry Elliott Oval, Foster rather. The second half. The Knights will now be running from right to left and the Titans from left to right. We're just awaiting the Northern Rivers Titans now to make their way onto the field for the second half. And they'll be kicking off to the Knights, so pressure comes right back on for the Titans. It's good to see some spectators over at the club over there on the far side of the field. Enjoying some of our future rugby league stars. As the Northern Rivers Titans run back on for the second half. And they'll be looking for a sharp turnaround from their first half fortunes. Looks like both teams have made a few changes. The half-time break. Fantastic facility here at Harry Elliott Oval at Foster. The Foster Tuncurry Hawks have done a fantastic job of preparing this venue for today, and I'm sure that throughout the course of the season their players will appreciate playing at such a lovely facility, and facilities for spectators as well are excellent here. A lovely grandstand to call from and spectators to watch as the ball falls off the kicking tee. So we have a false start to the second half for Lachlan West. He'll reset. And that big boot of his again, he gets it all the way into the Newcastle in goal. The Knights return the ball. And they are met just outside the 10, but they work their way just shy of the 20. And they go to the blind side. They see an opportunity down the blind and they pick up some good metres there. They're now over the 35 metre mark. And that was Thomas Kent with that run. That was a great run by Thomas. And we have an error there from the Knights, unfortunately, by Jack Jackson. So the Knights will be disappointed with that. They would have wanted to be sure that they got through their first set of 6 and got to at least a kick and force the Titans to work it out of their end and keep that pressure on, but instead the Titans will feed a scrum inside the Knights 40. It'll be Jonah Whitlam-Rose who will be feeding the scrum, the hooker. It's picked up at the back there by the 14, which is Zachary Hicks. And a solid tackle there on the far side by the Knights. Chops the runner down. And Tim Johansson makes a big run. He's a big boy. Some of these boys, they wouldn't look out of place in some of the grade sides, in the Group 21s and in the Newcastle competitions. Obviously eating plenty of Weet-Bix. As a 17, Carl Lola here spills the pill. The Knights are on the attack. So, sloppy start to this half by both teams. Let's hope that's out of their system now and they get on with some good footy as the Knights are tackled on their own 30 metre line. Slow play the ball there. Jack Jackson. And the first penalty of the half goes to the Knights. Lachlan O'Brien will find touch. Picks up probably 8 or 9 metres there, just shy of halfway. They'll tap the ball for the restart. And Tyler Doney takes a hit up. Another strong run by the lock forward. And that's Romano Cook, I believe, running from dummy half there. Trying to pick up the markers, not square. It's unsuccessful that occasion. Tyler lines up for some more work again. And we haven't done this time. Tyler's been stripped of the pill. So the Knights will look to put some more pressure on here. As Romano takes the tap and gives it to Jack Jackson. He's certainly doing plenty of work early in this half. That's Tyrone Neen with the pill at the moment. He's dropped the ball. He takes exception to something in the tackle there. And the Knights will now defend. And that's Campbell Harvey with a scoot there, the 18. And the 14, Zachary Hicks. He goes for a run. He gets it to 45 out from his own line. Lachlan West goes into dummy half. Nice ball from Johansson there to his teammate in the 11, who is Ethan Foster, but the Knights defence were expecting it. And the Titans continue on the attack. And they put up a kick. And the Knights defuse it. Sorry. Cagney there is upended in a tackle. Referee deems it fair to play on. And the ball at the feet of Tyrone Neen comes spilling out, so the Titans go on the attack there. Harvey Campbell was tackled just a moment ago, and that is Cooper Manny. Earns his side a penalty for the Knights being inside the 10, so a bit of ill discipline there costing the Knights. Zachary Hicks will weigh up his options here. Wait for instructions from his halves. Gives it to the 11, who is Ethan Foster. He works his way to the inside the Newcastle 10. A strong run there by Ethan. Now Hanson runs as the decoy. That's the 5'8" with the ball there. Thomas Vickery brought down just short of the Newcastle line. And they pass that on to Carl Lola here. And he's over the line, but he's going to be held up. Oh no, he's just shy of the line rather. Zachary Hicks goes into dummy half. Almost to Thomas Vickery. And it breaks down a little bit there, and the Titans lucky to probably retain possession there. They line up the short side, Vickery. And an error there on the blind side. The play looked good. Pass was slightly behind him. If it goes to hand, it's probably close to a certain try there for the Gold Coast. For the Gold Coast Titans. For the Northern Rivers Titans, rather. But instead, the Knights will have a scrum on their own 10-metre line. They'll look to work out of their own end. Some nice footwork there. I believe that was Montel Kuru from the Knights there. And that's the 5 having a run now. Josh Cagney. He's brought down outside his own 20. Oh, a bit of a breakdown in communication there. Charged down by the Titans. The referee has restarted the tackle count. Losing my ability to talk here. And that's Cagney again, doing plenty of work here. When you come fullback. We're looking for a quick play of the ball here. We're not going to get one, and the referee's going to penalise the Titans. And I don't really think he had an option there. Cooper Manny held on for an eternity there, and unfortunately it's going to gift the Knights some field position. And the Knights fine touch on the Titans 40-metre line. And that's Brock Gratian having her own in the middle there. And unfortunately he's tried to play the ball a little bit too quickly there, and it's gone forward off the foot, and we'll have a scrum feed, Titans feed. The Titans hold on again. So Knights doing their best to keep the Titans in the game thus far, and if they continue to make errors, we'll continue to invite the Titans into some quality field position and allow them to build some pressure on the Knights. And the scrum is fed there by Jonah Whitlam-Rose. The Titans work it out just shy of their own 40. I think that's Lachlan Hallard on the far side of there from the Cudgeon side. He's brought down. Comes to Ethan Foster. Ethan Foster disposes of one, but brought down in the end there by Gratian. And that's Zachary Hicks with a nice dart from dummy half there. He'll play the ball probably 33 metres out. Titans will put it through the middle again. Last tackle here. Be interesting to see what options the halves choose to take here. They go to Vickery. He puts a kick in, but it doesn't make it through, and then the second attempted kick is a dead set Falcon. And well, the referee will call it played against, so the Titans will get another opportunity there. Probably a little bit lucky there, you could say. I'll have to get that young man off for a HIA. I think that ball was kicked rather hard. Hicks at the base of the scrum. Gives it on to Lachlan West. He drives forward. He's 20 metres out from the Newcastle line. Hicks goes into dummy half again. Hits Lolohea. Lolohea works his way inside the Newcastle 10. Good run by Lolohea. He's still going. They're struggling to bring him down. Hicks goes into dummy half. He goes to Whitlam-Rose. He's thrown to the ground there. And that's Jack. Sorry, that's Ethan Foster. Ethan Foster tries to scoot over from dummy half, but just short. Lolohea. Zach Lateo brought down there. Hicks goes in the dummy half. Vickery puts a kick through. But it's cleaned up there by the Knights, and they do well to get into the field of play. And they'll work it out of their own end now. Titans will be keen to rush up and keep the Knights in their own end as much as possible. Daley goes for a run. He's brought down on his 20-metre line. Quick play the ball. Titans markers not square there. And they're penalised once again by the referee, and the Knights will again look to kick to touch. Have a set of 6 which will leave them inside the Titans territory. On the sideline we see for the Knights some movement on the interchange bench. Sam Robinson looking to make his return to the field. The Knights certainly have a bit of an overlap here on the side closest to us. Crowd calling to the winger to call his teammates over. And a drop ball there, unfortunately, for the Knights, and that one was dropped by, not sure if it was Thomas Cant or Neville Harvey. It's Thomas Cant, unfortunately, with that handling error, I've been informed. And the Knights have made that change. It looks like Brock Gratian has come from the field. Raiders feeds the scrum. Titans have their first tackle. Lachlan West tackled on his own 40. Ethan Foster there with some good work to make it over the halfway line, but he's had the ball stripped in a one-on-one tackle. That's great work there by Sam Robinson. Puts his team back on the attack. The Knights now on the 40. Oh, sorry, I'm very sorry. Actually, that was Thomas Kent with the strip. Sam Robinson and Thomas Kent could be twins from here. Some solid contact there from the Titans. As on the last tackle, the Knights are on the Titans 20. They'll look to put in an attacking kick here. Bit of a mishandle from the 5'8" there. It's sort of all broken down a bit. And he's come from an offside position, the 13, so that will be a penalty to the Titans. That will relieve some pressure for the Northern Rivers side. All sort of went a bit astray there at the end for the Knights, and they'll be frustrated by that, but they still lead 28-0 with just over 20 minutes left in the game, so they are still in a strong position, the Knights, but the Titans really need to start putting some consistent pressure on the Knights side here and turn that into points. And that's Zach Lateo. Hit with a big hit there. And Leon Robinson works it up the middle and he gets inside the Knights 30. And again, that was Zach Lateo, and he was hit hard there by Tyrone Neen. The Knights really starting to square up physically, but Jordan Toali, a nice ball. And the Titans score their first try of the match. They're looking to rebuild from here. Lovely face ball out there to the winger, and he virtually strolls over almost untouched. So that will take the scoreboard to the Newcastle Knights 28, Northern Rivers Titans 4 with a kick to come. And the Titans coaching staff will be hoping that that's the first of many. They need to bring them into this game. They sorely needed that try. Look to the bench. The Knights will be making another change. They'll be bringing young Zach Miller back onto the game. He had an excellent first stint. And as we await the kicking tee, Country Rugby League would once again like to thank their sponsors, SLE Worldwide Australia, their major sponsor. Without them, this event would not be possible. Our fitness partner, Anytime Fitness, who's made the gym available for quite a few sides. Get some exercise in and keep those boys big and strong. And of course, our official broadcast partner, Bar TV. Fellow Novocastrian Paul Arundale on the camera here with me today, doing a wonderful job, bringing you these pictures from Harry Elliott Oval at Foster. As the kick there is a perler. That is a wonderful kick, and I believe that's young Thomas Vickery who's put that over. So 28 points to 6 now. Titans will be looking to continue the scoring trend that they've just started. Looks like Romano Cook for the Knights is coming from the field. He's going to be replaced by Zach Miller. And the Knights will look to send this one deep. It'll be the ball's fallen off the tee again. We're having a shocker with the wind here today. It'll be Lachlan O'Brien who looks to send this one deep into the Titans territory. It's come off the side of his boots, so it'll land just outside the 20. The Titans will work it back to the 30-metre line, over the 30-metre line. A strong run there. Big Jordan lines them up. 3-4 defenders, and he's still pushing forward. Here comes the fifth. Strong run. Ethan Foster lines up Liam Robertson there with a nice pass. Knights drag him down just outside of their own 40. Zach Hicks. Oh, and a slide error there from Zach Lateo. Hands possession over the Knights. That's unfortunate for the Titans, as things were starting to look promising there. Knights will now continue to work it out of their own end. Big run. Big run there. That was Harvey Neville, I believe. Knights over halfway. Look to make their way to the 40. That's the 8 for the Knights. That's Harry Whitfield. Harry comes from the Cessnock Goannas. Home of the 8th Immortal, Joey Johnson, of course. His brother Matthew. And that's a great take by the Titans fullback. Oh, but unfortunately the offload's gone astray. And that's picked up by Harvey Neville. And he's inside the Titans 40 now. Daley works it forward. He gets to the 30. Zach Miller goes into dummy half. And another error by the Knights. Ball just not quite going to hand. Possibly not the option, but there's still plenty of time left in the game for the Knights to score some more points and for the Titans to do likewise. Of course, these boys are not only competing for the Laurie Daley Cup, they're also competing for selection in the countryside, which will be touring overseas later this year, so it's a great opportunity for these young men. Strong defence by the Knights. That was Lateo jammed on his back there. Liam Robertson works it through the middle. Gets to just shy of his 30. Whitfield putting him down there. Big Jordan. Unlucky to probably not receive a penalty for a head-high tackle there, but play continues. That's Ethan Foster working it up to the Knights halfway, or the halfway mark rather. And that's touched by the Knights, so they'll need to clean this up. Lachlan West with the kick. Comes down there to Montel Kuru. And he's picked up and slammed into the ground, and the referee doesn't like it. The referee blows a penalty to Newcastle. A crusher tackle, I believe, is the call. Knights will look just to settle here. Take a breather. Kick for touch and prepare for the upcoming set. There comes the ball into the crowd. And that's Tyrone Neem with a hit up there for the Knights. Whitfield. Big yards by the big man. Zach Miller. The Knights inside the Titans 20 now. And a penalty to the Knights, so that'll be very frustrating for the Titans. They held on, and to concede a penalty midway to late through the tackle count. Whitfield will hit it up again here. Oh, Liam Robinson has just launched himself at Whitfield, and unfortunately he's completely missed. As the Knights continue, that's Thomas Cant peppering the line. Doney digs in low, short of the line. Miller at dummy half. It's to Cagney with an unfortunate error. So again, in excellent field position, the Knights have handed the ball back over to the Titans. So with 11 minutes to go, the Titans still have every opportunity to strike back here and get right back in this game. And the scrum is set. Young Vickery takes the scrum. Mateo with the hit up. He's put on his back again with some hard defence from the Knights. Good yards there. Up the middle by the front rower, Liam Robinson. Putting in a big effort in his big Jordan. Big meters there for Jordan if he can get a quick play of the ball here. Play the ball's a little bit slower than maybe what the dummy half would have liked. Vickery's left it behind him. It's picked up. It's gone backwards, the referee says. And that's the 17 for the Titans. That's Carl Lola here, nearly busting through there. And that's the 18 for the Titans. That's Campbell Harvey. And the Knights have come up with a ball. And the Knights are now have the ball just shy of their own 40. Big run, big contact there, Tyrone Dean on Mateo. Oh, and the boot goes flying. And that's Whitfield working his way out the middle. Good meters for the big man. O'Brien with the kick. Campbell Harvey there brought down inside his 10. Sorry, not Campbell Harvey. The Titans now work it out from their own end, just shy of their 20. Oh, and they've made an error. And that's unfortunate. So the Knights now will have a scrum feed. 9 minutes and 5 seconds left on the clock. The Knights will look to go on the attack here and probably put this one to bed. Obviously the Knights, the defending Laurie Daley Cup champions. First half were electric. This half, as the heat's taken its toll, they've certainly found it a little bit more difficult than what they did in the first half. They go out wide here, the Knights through the centre. That's the number 3, Sam Smith. He throws the offload, gets tapped back in field. Good work by the Knights there. Oh, and the Knights are in. Titans in the end just couldn't hold on. And I'm going to give that try to Sam Robertson. Getting the thumbs up from the crowd, so I must be right. And the Knights now take their lead out to 32 points to 6 with a kick to come. Sam Smith will be looking to give the Knights the 2 extras. And with 7.5 minutes to go, it's never over till it's over, but Titans with a mountain of work to do. The Titans going to their bench now as well. Jaden Martin's looking to enter the fray, along with Tim Johansson, coming back on for another stint, was very impressive earlier in the match. Certainly be one to keep an eye on. Him and his brother in the 16s. Might have to recruit those boys for the mighty Katara Bears, I think. And Smith adds the extras, so 34 points to 6 with just under 6.5 minutes left in the match. And while we're getting set up for kickoff, obviously a big thank you again to all the CRL officials here and the volunteers and from all the teams for donating their time to come to Foster today and help these young athletes get onto the park. A big kickoff again, big kickoff. The Knights tackle just outside their 10-metre mark. The young man for his second hit up of the set. Excellent work. And the ball stands up there for young West. He's tackled just shy of his own 30. Titans will look to work it out. They go to the 5. That's Jarvis Kendall. He's brought down on his own 35-metre mark. Lachlan Hallard there having a hit up. And that's the fullback Lachlan West doing some work up the middle there, getting involved in the hard yards. Big Jordan. 3 men again, drag him down on the Newcastle 30. It's the last tackle here for the Titans. What will they do? Because he goes high. And it's taken well at the back there. Cagney. Oh, and he's put on his back and a solid tackle. That was Jaden Martins with some solid defence there on the Knights fullback. As the Knights continue to work it out. 3 minutes, 58 seconds left in the match. Don't forget, after this one, we'll go back to the Andrew Johns Cup, where we'll have the Bulldogs taking on Parramatta. We've got a Knights player injured here. Take some precautions and make sure he's A-OK. But yes, don't forget, after this one, the North Coast Bulldogs, practically the home side, taking on the Parramatta Eels. We've travelled up from the Parramatta Junior Rugby League District competition. We hope this young Knights player is okay. I'm not quite sure who it is, but there's obviously some concern for him at the moment. In the hands of officials and he's sitting up. That's an excellent sign for the young man. He's back to his feet. And he's going to stay on the field. Good on him. That's a superb effort from the young man. So we'll wait for the referee to blow time back on here. And the Knights have got a backline set here. The Titans have better watch their numbers. Cut out ball there. They're outside. Neen is through. And he in his attempts to offload has come up with an error, but solid defence there from the Titans. They were outnumbered on that edge and they adjusted for that appropriately and were able to shut that opportunity down. So with 3 minutes 22 left, they'll have a scrum feed here. Opportunity to work the ball downfield, potentially put on some more points. Plenty of other broadcasts on the Country Rugby League website taking place today as well from other locations across the state, so feel free to have a look around and see what other fixtures are on today. Excellent football being played across the state as the Titans work it out past their 30-metre line. Big Jordan gets it up to the 40. Cops the treatment across the chin as well. Newcastle probably lucky to get away with not conceding a penalty there. He's outside his 40. Johansson works it over the halfway mark. Three big boys in a row there for the Titans, working it out of their own end. That was Liam Robinson tackled there inside the Knights 40 now. Vickery rather. Vickery with the kick and he's hit late. And they'll get a penalty for it as well. Referee not appreciating the attention the playmaker receives, so the Titans will have a full set of 6, metre or two out from the Knights line, so the Knights will need to dig deep here. A minute 40 left in the game. The Titans get set for a crack at the Newcastle try line. Lola here with the first hit up, and he's met with some solid defence, but drives forward. Dummy half scoot. The referee's called held up. I thought he was going to call a try for a moment there. And the Titans continue to attack the line. And unfortunately for the Titans, the set comes to an end with Campbell Harvey with an error. With 40 seconds left in the match, there'll be a scrum. Newcastle loose and feed. Just past their own 20-metre line. And 18 seconds left in the match here. And the referee will ask for the scrum to be refed. Game clock back on. Knights will look to have one more crack here at the Titans with 5 seconds left in the game. And they're happy to see the game out, maintain possession on the field. So the Titans go down to the Knights in this match. The Knights running out 34 points to 6 winners. Great effort by both teams. We'll be back shortly for the next Andrew Johns Cup fixture, which will see the North Coast Bulldogs taking on the Parramatta Eels.